Hi friends! I want to start by saying something that might sound a little funny, but stay with me. Did you know that there's a specific Yetzer Hara that shows up on Erev Shabbat? Not just a general one, a specialist. He's sneaky, he's highly trained, and his job is to stop you from experiencing a calm entrance into Shabbat. Today, we'll get to know the Erev Shabbat Yetzer Hara. I am absolutely obsessed with strategizing how to come into Shabbat and the Yomim Tovim with more calm and more excitement and more joy. And you're going to hear a ton about this topic from me. But when you're trying to make great change, there's going to be great resistance. And the Erev Shabbat Yetzer Hara is in his element. Have you ever wanted a calmer Friday? But no matter what you've tried, Erev Shabbat always seems to turn into a panicked rush. If you've ever attempted to create a calmer Erev Shabbat, you've probably already run into him before. That sneaky little voice that only seems to show up on Fridays and Erev Yom Tov, that convinces us to run ourselves ragged, to feel inadequate, and to do things that we don't need to do. He doesn't come stomping in like a villain. Oh no, he shows up with a headscarf and an apron, holding a kugel, so helpful, so holy, so frum. And yet, by the time candlelighting comes, we're not uplifted or glowing as promised. We are exhausted, frustrated, completely wiped out. If you know what I'm talking about, you're not alone. You're not doing it wrong. This series is for you. When I started this project to upgrade my Erev Shabbat about 2 years ago, I started noticing patterns, little psychological traps we fall into that feel very spiritual on the surface, but quietly undermine the very peace and Kedusha that we want for Shabbat. In this first video, I'm going to introduce you to the 5 main tactics of the Erev Shabbat Yetzer Hara. We're going to explore each one more deeply in its own episode. But today, we're just going to begin to familiarize ourselves with these subjects. However, you might find yourself starting to recognize these sneaky tactics when they show up. And you might see that you have a little bit more success on your Erev Shabbat preparations. So, let's walk through them. Sneaky move number 1. Just one more thing. The perfectionism trap. This one is super tricky because it feels so noble. You've done enough, but suddenly you feel like you have to bake one more thing, or clear out that closet, or suddenly label everything in the fridge. That's what will make Shabbos feel really special. How did I not realize I was missing that all along? It feels urgent, so holy, but it's really perfectionism in a shaitel. We'll talk about how to catch yourself in the act and let go of that last kugel that actually is not going to bring you peace. Sneaky move number 2. Holy panic. Resistance where the Kedusha is. This one feels weirdly uncomfortable. You try to make a change, but suddenly you feel anxious or unsettled, like something's wrong, something's off. It's not logical, but you're feeling panicked. The discomfort can be so intense that you feel like maybe it's a sign to stop, but actually it might be a sign to keep moving forward. In that episode, we'll talk about the science of why changes, especially ones that are rooted in deep Kedusha, can feel so terrifying, and how to move through the panic with courage and calm. Sneaky move number 3. Free time fears. The shock of open space. You're finished early. Yay! And then the panic sets in. Free time can feel surprisingly scary. Our brains are not wired to handle unstructured time. It can feel like you're falling without a parachute, just free falling. So instead of relaxing, we reclutter it. We hustle just to escape the discomfort of stillness. But what if we could plan for calm? We'll explore how to create soft structure and plan for options so that open space becomes a blessing and not a trap. Sneaky move number 4, the Shabbos hustle voice. Calm feels so wrong. For many of us, running around on Friday has become part of our Shabbos identity. So when we finally try to do things calmly, it feels wrong, not from enough. Like we're being lazy. Even when everything's done and you could sit down with a cup of tea, there's a voice that whispers, "This isn't what frum women do. You haven't done enough. You're clearly forgetting something very important." But at the very same time, there's another voice that berates us. "Why are you running around? You should be relaxed. You should be organized before Shabbat. This is no way to greet Shabbat HaMalkah. We can't win." That voice in your head, it's not Torah. It's just programming. We'll explore how to gently quiet that voice and replace it with one that honors Shabbat with serenity and pride. Sneaky move number 5, the Erev brain crash, adrenaline withdrawal. You've been pushing and pushing, and when you stop, your brain falls apart. You forget things, lose track of time, completely space out in the shower. You're not a failure. It's biology. You were running on adrenaline before, and now it's gone. We'll talk about how the adrenaline works and how to support your brain through this process. What kind of rhythms and systems we build to carry us through. So, that's the cast of characters, 5 sneaky moves, all trying to rob us of the peace, dignity, and joy that's available to us as Shabbos comes in. But here's the good news. Once we recognize the patterns, they start to lose their power. When we say, "Aha, I see you," we create just enough space to choose something new. So stick around. Each one of these will get its own episode, where we'll go deeper with ancient wisdom, science, and maybe a story or two. We're not aiming for perfect Shabbat prep. We're aiming for peaceful. So from my heart to you, I want to wish you a beautiful and wonderful Shabbat. And remember, Hashem loves you more than you can ever imagine. He wants you to have an amazing day today and every day. Bye for now.